you probably have one of the most optimistic outlooks of the UK that I've read in a while.
Yeah.
But the way that you deliver the growth in the UK is probably in contradiction to what the political narrative is right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, look, anybody who's lived through the 1970s in Britain, and indeed the early 80s, early to the 70s, you know, you know what despair looks like. And, you know, I remember I was doing the Guardian job then, business editor of the Guardian in the second half of the 70s. And, I remember going in and talking to a senior civil servant, and he was white with fear. He said, if we don't get this IMF loan, we're totally fucked. You know, we've got about money to pay about a month's imports. If we don't get the loan and build the confidence that comes with it, we can't pay for our food. And, you know, now we're nothing like that now. The politicians were faffing around. And in the end, Callaghan swung behind Healy and we got the loan. And then everything flipped quite fast. And by the way, did you know that the first privatisation happened under Labour, not under the Tories? It was Dennis Healy selling off BP, the government share of BP. So there's a continuity in politics, which I think politicians don't like to recognise. So if you know despair, and you saw the turnaround, bumpy turnaround, not well done, but had to be done, you can see it's nothing like as bad as that now. What is competitive advantage in the world? You look at what we can do. Good high-tech manufacturing, small, but good. Decent craft industries, small, but good. Put in a rather, manufacturing will not need to get any smaller. Or at least not significantly so. What we've got is good. Not perfect, but good. You look then at the strengths in services. Second largest exporter of services in the world after America. By a huge margin. No one else is near. And that's not just banking and finance. It's legal services, unfortunately. It's
education.
It's education. We regard it as normal that 4, 5 or 6, depending on, 4, depending on how you measure it, 3 or 4 of the top 10 universities in the world are British. Most countries would give their eye teeth to have one in the top 20. The top one in the Eurozone, I think, comes in the 40s. So now you may say, okay, these measures are not very good, but you got to take the league tables you got. Now that's a huge magnet. We also have relatively strong population prospects from immigration. This is a place people want to immigrate into. Do you where do you go? You're a really bright Nigerian.
I am, thank you.
Are you really?
Appreciate you, thanks. See, we need more guests like this to just say it how it is. Just speak to the audience about me. I like that.
I didn't know that. I guess you were somewhere, maybe south of Sahara, but maybe a way back. No, I guess you're really good. Where else?
You should have made a Vale. North of the river.
West London.
Where else do you go, though? I mean, you can go to America. But it's difficult. It's difficult. Difficult to get in. Quite tough when you're there. I mean, you can go to Germany if you're Turkish, and you may do very well there. But so I think, coming back to the point, one of the great bull points of this country is we are a magnet for clever people, clever, talented, hardworking people, and let's hope we stay so. I think we probably will. And I know there are social tensions, so we've got to deal with those. We dealt with them you'd have a better perspective than I. We dealt with them sort of okay, but not nearly well enough. We could do better. So I think that's another bull point.
The problem is, immigration is seen as a negative thing by many people. And I think the politicians serve that narrative because it helps them, right, win votes.
I think it's perfectly reasonable for any country to choose who it wants to come in.
The type of immigrants, yes.
It wants to have talented people who will work hard. There's a little worry there, by the way. Are we denuding, wrong word, taking too many talented people from the emerging world? But it's their choice, you know. And money gets sent back. Did you know, and I discovered a new fact just the other day, did you know the largest single source of funds from the developed world to the emerging world is not official aid, that's tiny. It's not foreign direct investment, quite big, not portfolio investment. The largest single source, for half the total, is immigrants' remittances.
Western Union, is it?
Huh? And also, lots of, there's a whole business on remittance. Like there's so many different
huge.
companies like Western
Just literally posting cash back, basically.
It's huge. Anyway, so and not only does the money go back, skills go back. You know, and okay, so it's building a house, but that's a house that doesn't require local savings to build.
Yeah.
So I think it's possible to manage migration well. You want people who want to be honest about it. You want people to come and work. You want people who you can create good lives for their families. You don't want people who come and beat us up.
You know, like the jobs we need is the point. Because high skill, people say, "Oh, bring all the like engineers here," but actually, we might need care workers or we might need whatever. And I think if the politicians came out and said, "Here's the list of jobs that we need. If you want one of these jobs, come and get them. If not, we're going to go and get some people that can do them, because otherwise, no one's going to look after your nan in a care home."
That's exactly what I think too.
Yeah.
Politicians need to be honest.
Yeah.
Give the data. Give people the data, and then people make up their own minds.
This is a clip from our chat with journalist Hamish McRae. To watch a full episode, click right here.
He's 81, mate.
Legend.
Yeah.
He's in better shape than you are.
Yeah, he really was. He really was.